stream. Start streaming. YouTube. Go live. We should be back up. It'll be under a new video. Yep, we should be back up. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I believe we hit the maximum amount of time that we can hit for a video. I think, anyway.
It's probably operator error. That'd be my guess.
Well, we're lined up back side by side, ready to get this thing restarted. Quite possibly for the last time. So the pace car's off, the green flag is out, and here we go. We're back green, running back up through the gears. Davey Hendricks and Francisco Villarreal side by side. It looks like Francisco having a little bit of trouble, and that restart goes way high up the track. Him and Davey side by side going down the backstretch into 3. Looks like Davey's getting a little bit loose there, but holds on to it. Francisco trying to cross him up here. We'll see a crossover move as Francisco using every bit of the racetrack, even that below the yellow line. But it's not enough to complete the pass. Davey just had a great restart there. Francisco is not giving up. Wow, what a restart. That was something we have not seen so far this week in Xfinity.
They're fighting for it now. There's only 30 laps to go under there. So might as well make the fights count.
Well, you mentioned it before, saying Davey probably had something up his sleeve later. I don't know if it's just because he had a great restart there. I think Francisco had a little bit of trouble on that restart. Got kind of up high on the track. I don't know if he caught any of those marbles up there, but not able to keep good traction there. And here goes the 94. David Hendricks just kind of running away with it here. Caution's out once again. Don't know the reason behind it.
Might have been Mike Simone. Possibly.
Let's check on and see what happened with the 27 machine of Mike Simone.
It says here he was driving slowly at least.
Here he is going into the turns, and he self-spun. Another one of those issues there, coming onto the front stretch. He just self-spun. Coming out of 4. Clipped the inside wall. Pretty good little scrape on the left front of that 27 DHL machine. That Camaro's been through it all tonight, but he's still out there running.
Yeah, so we had no cautions for like 90 laps, and now we have 3 in a row.
We had 3 in a row.
But Francisco and Davey, class of the field, get to line it back out, and I think that's what we'll be watching here.
I'm looking forward to watching another one between those two. That was an exciting restart.
I mean, if Davey was in the 81, we'd know who it was, but he's in some other number.
I've got it figured out now.
He's in the 94 tonight. Do they have the choose rule here in Xfinity?
See, that's what I'm wondering, because if they did and Francisco chose the high line, I mean, he's going to kick himself for a week trying to figure out why he did that. Because it didn't work out. It didn't work out for him, and we'll see what Davey does here. I don't know that Davey will do the same thing. Let's see, checking here. It looks like 9 cars on the lead lap now. We've got a couple of guys that got waved around, including the 11 of Andrew Cope.
How's the
Oh,
quality
well.
on the stream looking? Because I think my internet might be lagging a little bit.
It's up right now. I'm watching it right now.
Is it laggy at all, or how's it looking?
Yeah, it looks decent from here. I mean, ask all those great followers you have. You have like quite the fan club. One more lap, I think, before we re-rack this thing.
Yeah, at least one more, and then we'll get to see another exciting restart that may determine the outcome of this race. It may determine the winner. Because as we've seen, after the restart happens and they kind of single file out, not really a whole heck of a lot of passing in the front, 5 or 6 positions of this race. Once they take the green flag.
Lights are off on the pace car, so we'll get to see what's going to go down.
One more time around here.
Looks like everybody from the other stream came back.
Well, thank God. Go ahead, Gary. What was that?
I was gonna say I'll go ahead and call this one for this restart.
Yeah.
Look to it, but don't count out these guys in the second row either, man. I'm watching. Warman and Grosso got something to prove tonight.
Yeah, and Davey Hendricks. High Banks podcast on that 94 of Davey Hendricks. Go ahead and give it a run, Gary.
Pace car's coming off. These guys are going up through the gears, and it looks like Francisco's going to get a really good jump on that restart. We'll see if he's able to get out front of Davey. Oh, contact! That's going to take Francisco out of the race.
So yellow's out. On the restart, Eric Warman with a heck of a shot from Ethan Flanagan to the back bumper there. Just a little bit of miscue on the restart there. Ethan coming over the radio, telling Eric Warman sorry about that. But oh man, what a change of events we've had here as the 94 and the 24 getting together, and as we mentioned, such a dominant performance by the 24 tonight.
Did he come down? Did Francisco come down a little bit on Davey? Because he's trying to.
It's hard to see. Two cars trying to occupy the same space, and
yeah, it almost looks to me like Francisco did come down and probably thought he was clear. I don't think Davey. He didn't move. So
Francisco coming into the pits, get some of that damage repaired. He did take a pretty good shot on his rear bumper to the outside wall, I believe. And I'm watching it again right now.
You gotta feel bad for Francisco. That man has been dominant the entire race. Hasn't been up. He's been having some really bad luck in these races here in the last few weeks. And I'm sure he's not too happy about that one.
It does look like he kind of came down. It looked like the 94 of Hendricks was holding his line. I could watch this 25 times and tell you, well, the 94 could have gave him more room. The 24 could have just waited until later to turn down. I mean, you could rehash this 100 times. But either way, whatever the reason for it, the 24 will probably end up restarting back at 10th, last car on the lead lap. And
yeah, that's part of the fun here. You just never know what's going to happen. kind of lull you to sleep, and then all of a sudden they got a whole bunch of different crashes and whatnot to make it interesting at the end.
I got a couple people on YouTube, Thomas S. and Taker432, both putting it on. It's like putting it on the 94 Hendricks, saying that looked like he pushed up, and that may have happened earlier.
Oh,
Same way, so they see it one way.
they're going to start some fights out here.
Well, I don't think so.
I don't know.
What's done is done. You got
kind of, yeah, it was kind of hard to tell. I mean, we weren't in the cockpit of the cars. Looks like Davey got a little push there. As we're gonna get ready to. The lights are on for the pace car.
And that's the argument, is that Davey was pushing up the track. That is 2 times in a row. What Thomas S. said. Or he said 2 times, bro. That's what he said.
Oh, all right.
Well, let's get. Looks like we're getting re-racked here. Pace car leading these guys into turn 3. We're really coming down to it now, boys. I mean, we're restarting this thing with 15 to go. Here we go. Pace car is down. Warman and Hendricks, your front row. Flanagan and Grosso behind them. Green flag is out. What a big jump for Warman. I told you not to count these guys out starting in second row last restart. Warman way up high. Probably needs to get that thing down a little bit lower to find some grip, but he'll get a great run off the turn. Side by side with Hendricks down the backstretch. Ethan Flanagan on the outside line, close to the back bumper of Warman. Grosso's fading a little bit. Warman looking to the outside. He is now behind Hendricks. So the first 5 cars all single file now. Hendricks, Warman, Flanagan, Grosso, and Isaac Wilson working his way back up through the field in 5th.
Well, so is Francisco Villarreal. He's got no back deck lid, but he doesn't need it.
He'll need it on the next one.
I'm going to try to fight him as these last 15 laps click off.
He's reducing drag. Less weight on the car.
Yeah.
There's no quit in that guy either, and you know, we know what a tough racer he is, as he's fighting through some traffic right now. He's trying to pass the 23 and the 93 at the same time. It's not really going to work out, as the 23 and the 93 still side by side.
Ooh.
Francisco's not going to be able to pick his way through that. Warman way up the track. Flanagan trying to take advantage. Side by side in several different places here. A little bit different kind of laps after restart than we've seen first part of this race. Francisco using all that racetrack again and some apron to try to get around the 93. That's super, super low line. I don't think it's working out for him, especially on a corner exit.
I think my
Desperate
internet
times
just
call for
died 'cause
desperate.
I'm losing packets.
Oh, that's not good when you're the packet guy.
No, it's also not good because this is the first time I've had something like this happen.
Yeah,
I'm still seeing the
we can
stream
still
up.
see the stream, but there's other guys that have lost packets too. So, Gary, it's not just you. There's a total packet loss with a few new guys.
Well, just in case they can still hear us,
I think
they may have lost iRacing connection, but we can still talk to these folks out here that are watching this.
Are they still racing out there? Because it says I just closed the channel for me and I lost
Yes,
connection.
they're still racing.
No,
Yep,
we're still watching it on your
They're
channel.
still racing. Try to get that restarted. You got a few more laps to get that thing restarted. But in the meantime, we'll call this like a radio race. The 24 making the pass on Ethan Flanagan, using that low line inside the yellow. He's now side by side with Eric Warman for second place. Francisco Villarreal, we saw wreck with the 81 of the 94 of Hendricks trying to fight his way back up through the field side by side again with Flanagan. He's just pushing that 24 car as hard as he can.
I just don't think he has enough. Do you?
Well, he's going to eventually run out of right front tire as hard as he's pushing that thing down into the turns and going all the way to the inside as far as he can. Meanwhile, while he's fighting these guys side by side, Flanagan and Wilson, teammates, they're getting into each other. So Francisco will make the pass on Warman. He does clear Warman. Well, he did for a split second. Warman fighting his way back out on the outside. The 24 will complete the pass now in turn 3. Okay, so Francisco Villarreal, all he's got is space between him and Davey Hendricks. Fighting his way back up to second place. You know he'd love to get up there to the back bumper of Hendricks. And he is 2 seconds away from doing that. But he's quickly running out of laps to catch him.
He has 6 laps or so to go. But he's making up a little bit of ground in the corners. I just think the top end speed, I'm not sure he has that with the damage he has in that car.
Well, this is one of those situations you'd rather be Francisco right now than the 94 of Hendricks, because Hendricks is going to be watching his rear view mirror the whole time. He knows Francisco is coming for him after that incident between the two, and Francisco's now got it below 2 seconds, so he's making up time on the 94 of Hendricks.
We're back in. I got us back into the race.
Yeah, you're a computer whiz. Good job, Gary. Thank you for getting us back in, hitting the buttons. But man, what a battle the two. We got a caution.
This will close it up. This changes everything, folks. This is going to stack everybody back up and going to give Francisco Villarreal a chance to redeem himself. And
42.
Oh man, this
40.
is going to be great.
42 was involved in that. Might have been Andrew Cove. Trying to sort this out. They went 3 wide. Hernandez just kind of lost it and took out Cove. Yeah, just kind of pushing it there at the end. Not a major issue except for the number 11 of Andrew Cove.
Now it's showing Davey in the correct paint scheme for me. That's interesting.
I think what happened was he may have changed his paint after me and Turner and you logged in, and after he logged in, so it's a fresh login for you, so it would change it. But let's see what happens on this restart. We know that Davey does like to restart on the inside line. Francisco going to be starting outside. We'll see what kind of strategy, if any, the 24 tries to use on this restart.
And Jonathan, to answer your question, there was no video. I lost packets to the server, so it turned into a radio broadcast for a little bit until I got back in.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad radio broadcast.
I just can't talk that fast.
You were.
Grew up in Texas and Louisiana. Short bursts, maybe. Well, we're going to restart here with, maybe 2 laps to go?
Yeah, I would think so.
Talk about a different second half of the race that we're having compared to what we started with the first 50 laps or so. Well, even beyond that, probably I'd say the first 90 laps were. I'm not going to say it was a yawner, but we didn't see a whole lot of action, and now we're really starting to see some aggression. We have had some cautions and some exciting restarts. And Possibly none more exciting than the restart between the 81 of Hendricks and the 24 of Francisco Villarreal, where the 24 wrecked out, and you see the damage on the back of that 24. He's missing a whole back bumper panel.
And I believe these guys are going to be going back green with 2 to go. Green, white, checkered, I believe. Is that about right?
Yeah, it's looking that way. I mean,
Well, yeah, it'll be an unofficial green, white checker, because they're still in regulation. But it'll essentially that's what it's going to be. So we'll see as they come down the front stretch. As the pace car gets to the line, lights are off on the pace car. This will be the green-white checker 1 of 2. So, Gary, you are correct. We'll have a green flag drop, and if the leader takes the white flag, we won't have any more cautions after that. The next flag will end the race, and these guys will race it out. This is going to be, if you've missed the entire race up into this point, this is the restart you're going to want to watch. I'm talking about the battle you're going to see from the 81 of Hendricks and the 24 of Villarreal.
well, let me take this pace
Do it,
car.
bud.
It'll head to pit road. We got Davey Hendricks on the inside. We got Francisco Villarreal on the outside. They've already had an incident or two. Warman and Wilson behind them as they hit the restart zone and take off from there. Good restart on the outside from the 24 of Francisco Villarreal. Looks like maybe lost it. Oh, Lord.
Once
Davey.
again, Hendricks got into the left rear of Francisco, but instead of spinning the 24, it actually had the 81 go around. That's what I saw.
Yeah, I saw the same thing. It looks like he had a little bit of help from Mormon in the back there.
Yeah, I just saw what I saw was just kind of Davey get a little bit of loose on his own. Might have tapped him, slowed him down, and then Warman and Wilson finished Davey off.
Oh, man.
That makes for a whole new ball game here at the end of this thing.
Several of these cars did get caught up in this, but a lot of them recognized that we're able to dodge this thing, and some of them very, very narrowly. 93 not so lucky. It looks like
That's going to put Joshua Grosso back up there in that second position. He was up here earlier in the race.
Davey's coming down the pit road. Looks like he's going to try to fix what he has and do the best he can to finish this thing. So right now, as it sets, Francisco, Joshua Grosso, Ethan Flanagan, Red Stick Mike Simone, and Angel Hernandez. Hey, Gary.
What's going on?
Well, it looks like our partner in crime lost power. So it's going to be you and me. We've had a lot of technical issues.
Yeah.
Storm rolled through. So it's going to be you and me as this thing finishes it out. And I don't know what you think, but it's been quite a battle the last half of this thing.
Yeah, this is going to be it looks like it's going to be a really exciting finish. I'll call this one here for the last restart.
All right, well,
Got a few guys back up here. Some who usually aren't up front. Up here. And this will be interesting.
Looks like Francisco's choosing the outside. I think he just claimed outside. So, that is what it is. You can kind of claim what you want here when you're in the top two for the restart.
And I believe you are right. Looks like Alan English did lose power. from all the storms that were happening.
Yeah, he lost power. I've had some issues earlier. You had some computer issues. It's just one of those nights where we just kind of have to, go with what we can. He lost connection due to an upload. I've never seen the upload. He was uploading, everybody was packet loss. He uploaded the packet loss. So that's interesting, Gary, though. I'm going to let you have at this thing, and let's see how we can finish it off.
Lights are off on the pace car. Top 4 are going to be Joshua Grosso, Francisco Villarreal, Ethan Flanagan, Mike Simone, Angel Hernandez, Bob Gallinger, and Isaac Wilson. I believe that is down there. And round out your top 7 here for this last green-white checkered attempt of the night. Pace car is coming off. These guys are going up through the gears. Green flag is back out. Francisco. Oh, Joshua Grosso gets a really good jump on Francisco. We'll see if he's able to make it stick. Francisco's going to get a good run on the outside. Is Ethan Flanagan making a 3 wide down on the bottom?
Oh, yeah, they're getting a little crazy back here. Davey Hendricks is trying to make some headway as well. Even though his car is bringing it all to hell. Man. What kind of racing we got here?
Oh, Mike Simone
big crash.
around. Bob Gallagher around. Angel Hernandez. I believe I saw Warman in there too. Yep.
Yeah. That's going to be the end of it, won't it?
I believe so. As it
who
stands right now, Joshua Grosso is your unofficial winner, followed by Francisco Villarreal and Ethan Flanagan for your top 3.
Oh, man, he kind of stole one there at the end, didn't he, Joshua Grosso?
Yeah,
Wow.
and Angel Hernandez coming up there, giving Joshua a friendly little bump. Those guys are real good friends, even though they're not teammates.
Yeah, that was an interesting finish, to say the least.
Well, I've got power back, but I don't have any iRacing just yet.
Well,
so
you don't need it. You
I
can
have
hang
no
out
idea
with
what
us.
happened.
Well, we had the second green-white checker, and Josh Grosso took over at the end there. Francisco got the second place, man. Ethan Flanagan in third.
Sorry, you said Joshua Grosso finished in second?
No, he finished in first.
In first?
Francisco second. Ethan Flanagan in third. That was interesting at the end. Had another crash here close to the end and caused all kind of mayhem.
They were 3 wide for the lead as well on that last restart. That was crazy. I did not think you could make that work at New Hampshire.
Well, there's like 3 guys burning it down. I mean, might as well just burn it down. Hernandez is down there. Stanley, Villarreal, just kind of burning the tires off there in the front row. Oh, that was interesting. I'll give him that. Didn't expect that. I think we got one podium finisher, Ethan Flanagan, who ended up in third. Gonna pull him up here and see what he's got to say.
All right, let's pull up. Yeah, let's pull up Ethan Flanagan and see what he has to say, since he's your Third place finisher.
Yeah. Ethan, you got a copy.
Yeah, I gotcha.
It was a little wild how that thing ended. Really, really strong green flag run first half of the race. Then it just all went to hell. How'd you keep it together, and what was your plan to get up there? You ended up third, so that's not bad after all that mayhem.
Well, and I'm gonna put this in the bank for the Cup race, but the plan was just to survive. To be honest, at the end, my original strategy at first was to be Angel on the green flag pit stops because I had a better long run car. But other than that, I got trapped a lap down, so my plan kind of went to the garbage can. But happy with where I finished, and congrats to what's his name? Joshua Grosso. Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of snuck one out there at the end, and you have anybody you want to thank, for making the podium? That was a tough one.
Well, I kind of want to thank the flag man first of all, and Isaac, my team owner, my sponsors, CD Keys, F2ER. That's really about it. It was a fun race at the end, but it was also kind of a crapshoot, if you know what I mean. But I had fun.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations, and I guess we'll see you next week.
All right. See y'all later.
All right. All right. We got Francisco next on deck. Gary, if we can grab him. Awesome, man. Francisco, you got a copy?
Yep, got you loud and clear.
Hey, dude, there was a little bit of battling between you and and Davey Hendricks. There were some bumpers torn. A lot of stuff was going on. Really, you kind of ran away with it in the first half of the race. Then we had a couple cautions. I think it slowed it down a little bit. But you worked your way back to second. Can you describe, the second half of the race and how that was?
I mean, right there at the end, I knew it was going to be a tough battle on the restarts, but after I got turned, I mean, the only thing I could say was just go, get my tires, and just fight my way back into the front. I knew I was still good on power, and I knew the only way I was going to do it was to do things that nobody was doing all race. So that's why you saw me on the apron, multiple corners, just diving it in there. There at the end, I mean, my tires, just trying to get back up front, they were murdered. I was hoping to finish under the green flag, but I mean, Joshua just got that win very clean and fair. So it was an awesome race. Just glad I was able to battle back, and yeah, it was tough.
It was tough, but you had a really good car, especially the first half of the race. We thought you were just we were actually falling asleep. You were running away with it. But true to life, things happened. There were some cautions. Little fenders got banged. I don't know if any feelings got hurt or anything like that, but you did a good job at least getting that podium finish. You got anybody you want to thank or any shout outs like that before we let you go?
Shout out to my team, Thomas, Joshua, Angel, and all them. Michael, we were on the Discord chilling and having fun. And then Skyler, he was over here being my crew chief through Twitch. So it was an awesome race. I mean, shout out to Leviathans for sponsoring my car and MDoT and everything for putting on this broadcast. But yeah, y'all did an awesome job. So it was a fun race. Couldn't have asked for anything better.
Awesome, man. Congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. We got one more to go. We got the winner, Josh Grosso, man. What a finish he had. I don't know how he did it. Consistency, Joshua. How would you describe the last half of that race?
I don't even know, man. I was doing horrible the first part of the race because I was doing horrible on fresh tires. I don't even know how I got to where I was, honestly, and then I just got lucky that caution came out at the end. I'll look.
Well, I wouldn't say it was all luck. You managed to stay in the top 10 pretty much the entire race. Now, you did have that little race to the end there at the second green white caution that kind of put you up there, but how did you manage the tires and everything as we had that super long green flag run at the beginning of the race? And did you think that was going to be how the whole race played out? Because it was like a certain point in the race, it just changed. Everything went to mayhem.
Yeah,
What was your thoughts on all that?
I thought it was gonna keep going like that, but I think it was Nickel that spun and brought out the caution. And as you guys say, cautions breed cautions. So they just kept coming out. Saving tires, I don't really know how I saved them that well. I guess it was just going slowly, naturally, and then it ended up helping me in the end. So yeah.
Well, Josh Grosso, congrats on the win. You were the lone representative out there tonight for No Toad Motorsports. How is that team working out for you? And are you looking forward to maybe moving up to Cup sometime soon, maybe next season or so?
Yeah, hopefully. I think I have something worked out for next season.
Hopefully, if
We'll see.
everything goes to plan.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well,
All right.
congratulations
Well,
on your win.
congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, it wasn't how I thought it was going to end, but it ended. So,
Well, and
I
I'm
guess-
and I'm finally back off my vacation with no power here in Louisiana. We had some storms blow through, so sorry about that. Sorry to leave you guys hanging.
No, I'm
But,
glad you made it back. I was getting a little concerned, actually.
Yeah, I was worried as well.
I was just hoping to get back in time to talk about Joe's Design Shop, the series sponsor for all of the Xfinity races this season. That's Joe Archer, our buddy up there in Canada, graphic designer extraordinaire. If you've got a small business, you need a logo designed. You need a car painted. He paints cars for iRacing. Look him up. Give him a shout over on Facebook. Joe's Design Shop. Just type it in on your search bar. My goodness. See what happens when I go off the air for a few minutes. I lose the ability to speak.
Yeah, well,
But give Joe Archer a holler. Message him on Facebook. Let him know what you're looking for, and he'll be glad to help you out. You guys ready to do a
yeah, let's do the
grid
rundown. But
rundown?
yeah, check out his farm, too. He's got
He's got the
goats
farm
and
page,
moose,
too,
and
the-
he's got like wolves. I think he's trying to herd
Elephant.
cats up there. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got it all.
Something like that.
Joe's design shop and his farm up in Canada. Yeah, let's run this thing down. Kick this one to the curb.
So Joshua Grosso in the number 23 car tonight. Your winner from back in 11th place. You know, you guys nailed it when you say consistency. I mean, he had a couple of mistakes early, scraping the wall. Was able to get a handle on that car. He just kind of figured it out as he went, and it really paid off. He learned a lot tonight. That 23 machine moving up and taking that win. Francisco Villarreal in the 24. We talked about him almost all night, being up front and being so dominant, and having some difficulty late in the race with contact with another driver, and having to fight his way back up through all the lead lap cars, and did one heck of a job. I didn't get to see what you guys saw there on the last green white checker, but it sounded exciting, and he finishes in second place right where he started the race tonight. 35 of Ethan Flanagan with a great race, worked his way up. You know, he had some. He started on the pole tonight. He was your pole sitter. Ended up getting shuffled back in the field a little bit, but very consistent race out of Ethan as he finishes in third. 42 Angel Hernandez, another really solid car out there tonight, and a solid performance from the 42. He will finish in fourth. The 69 of Michael Girvey, another one of the cars that we saw him smack the wall a couple of times on the outside, pretty hard when he got some tire wear going on and pushing up the racetrack. But the 69, through all the adversity, works his way up from 21st place, almost dead last, to finish in the top 5. So what a great run out of Mike. That's very impressive. And the 44 of Mike Gallinger started back in 12th, finished in 6th. A great run for him. Davey Hendricks, of course,